makes my favorite defense of John McCain on this House issue. He says, well, did you know that John McCain is a POW? How could they say this about a former POW? Well, this has now become John McCain's 9/11. You know how Rudy Giuliani, everything was 9/11, 9/11, 9/11. Well, for John McCain now, everything is, I was a POW, I was a POW, I was a POW. You can't charge me with anything. So here's the direct quote. They asked his staffers about, hey, how many houses does he have? Have you guys figured it out yet? And they say, this is a guy who lived in one house for 5.5 years in prison. And what does that have to do with the number of houses he has now? He was a POW. So back up, big guy. So Sam Stein of the Huffington Post, who we had on the show yesterday, did a great job of tracking the number of times that John McCain has used POW as an excuse. And he listed some of them. Well, remember when John McCain was not in the cone of silence at the Saddleback Forum that Rick Warren ran? When asked about that, he said, the insinuation from the Obama campaign that John McCain, a former prisoner of war, cheated is outrageous. Did we cheat? Yeah, we weren't in the cone of silence, but he's a prisoner of war. Okay? How many houses did he live? He lived in a house for 5.5 years. Prisoner of war, right? When Elizabeth Edwards challenged the health care program of John McCain, he had absolutely nothing to say that was substantive in response because his health care plan is a mess. But his campaign released a statement saying, well, John McCain did get inadequate care from another government for quite some time. In other words, he's a POW, so he's allowed to have a terrible health care plan. So don't ask him about it, okay? Otherwise, we'll remind you again that he was a POW. By the way, this is all from a guy who says, you know, I don't like to mention my service. I'm very humble about it. Come on, dude. Who's still buying this load of crap? All right, I'll give you his best one. They were talking about building a Woodstock museum, which John McCain claimed to be against, but then he missed that vote, and that vote went through. Anyway, we covered that on a previous show. But when they asked him, hey, why, you know, when they asked him about it, he said, well, you know, I couldn't go to Woodstock because I was tied up at the time. Which you got to give him credit. That's kind of funny, right? But again, any issue, throw the POW thing out there. And then finally, when they asked him about his music choices, about ABBA, you remember how he said Dancing Queen was his favorite song? He said, well, you know, I stopped evolving, my music taste stopped evolving when my plane was intercepted by a surface-to-air missile. Everything's got to be about the POW and getting shot down, etc. By the way, Dancing Queen came out in 1975, well after John McCain was released from the POW camps. It doesn't matter. You got a chance to throw POW into a sentence, you do it, even if it's about ABBA. Look, you know what happened? He just jumped the shark on this. He's way overusing it. And now it's going to become a punchline. Anytime John McCain does anything wrong, I was a POW. I was a POW. Back away. Back away. Bad idea genes, man. I don't think it's going to work for you. I think it just stopped working right now, today.